Hello, all the greatest teachers out there. My name is Anya, and currently I live in Shanghai. I've been teaching mathematics in China for the last 6 years, and this video is intended for everyone who wants to or is just thinking about coming to teach maths in China. Most expats come to China to teach English, of course. And it's very easy to find many videos, blogs, testimonials about teaching English in China. But when you start Googling and researching about teaching other subjects, it's quite a challenging story. So, firstly, I want to explain what are even the institutions that we are very likely to work if we teach math in China. Of course, now kindergartens are in huge demand for expats, but teaching math in kindergarten is really not a need here. Number one are training centers, but there is also a lot of training centers, but they mostly employ Chinese. These are more or less tutoring lessons for Saturday and Sunday and evenings, which is extremely popular in China. And then we have bilingual schools and international divisions. International divisions are usually just part of huge, immense Chinese campuses, and they are very often just high schools. And bilingual schools are just, as the name says, bilingual. Now, if they are for-profit, no-profit, private, or public, it really doesn't change so much, or it just doesn't play a role if you are looking for a job. Maybe small differences in salaries, but I haven't realized that yet, really. And the last thing are international schools. These are usually the schools where expats really want to work in. It was one of my greatest wishes in the last couple of years. Luckily, I'm here. But there are really not many international schools on the market, like real international schools. For example, real international schools can just take foreign passport holders, but in China, of course, most of Chinese have Chinese ID. So generally, of course, there are exceptions. Chinese should not be enrolling into international schools. So recently, the market for all these schools was booming. Now the bilingual schools, I think, are on its rise. But why is the market booming? It's because people are getting wealthier, and as people are getting richer and richer, they feel and they want to send their kids to study abroad. And if they can afford it, amazing. If they can't afford it, they just work hard and they want to. So a rise of economy has contributed to this a lot. You might be unlucky and you end up in a school where there are children who are just not very studious. And if a family thinks that they are unlikely to do very well, if they are unlikely to succeed in Chinese end of high school examination, the famous Gaokao, then they just put them in international division or any bilingual high school, and then they will finish one of the international curricula, AP, A level or IB, and they will get to one of the US universities for sure. This might be very challenging because the students are not very eager to learn, but it might be a good experience for teachers who like the easiness of life as well, right? There are always benefits to everything. Anyway, if you are interested to coming to teach maths in China, it is of great importance which school you opt for. For example, you might be hired for a primary school math teachers, and when you get there, you will see that you have teaching assistant who really does all the teaching, and the students are being taught in Chinese by the teacher, and you are there just to be there as a foreigner and to mark 100 exams, which they take probably on a weekly basis. You might be bored, you have no challenge at work, you might have very few foreign colleagues, and now there are two things that might happen. You will leave China after a year, hate everything, the culture, or you will find yourself here. This is just one story. Well, I have never heard from a math teacher or any high school subject teacher that they would be bored at work, because high school teaching is very, very important, as you know. In all these high schools, the most important what schools want, parents want, students want, the government wants is the students to succeed, to get as high results as possible, and ultimately get to the top 5, 10, 20 universities around the world. If we are able to help with that, if students achieve that, this is everything what the whole family and village wished for them. However, before you choose the school, my recommendation is ask the school about everything what is relevant to you. As I was saying, we are different. There are different things that make our life good. For example, I'm quite unusual. So what is the most important part of the schools are usually the teaching resources that I get. It might be that you get to a school and you get one photocopy of the book, and the students get another 100 copies or 500 copies of the book, which nowadays we know it's very challenging, because with all the digital textbooks and all integrated applets, it's wonderful to teach if you have the access to it. So you can ask about this. If you are interested, I am very interested about how big the department is, who the teachers are, what is their background even. I just want to know. And it's the easiest that you just get in touch with someone from the department. Use social media. You can get in touch with them, ask the school, and they will definitely provide you some names and contacts. Then the third thing, what I am interested in is usually about the housing and HR, but these are very similar perks that are being offered in China. And lastly, well-being of the teachers, how the school is taking care of the teachers, what are the activities being offered, is there yoga? This is very important for me, but really decide and ask before you come. And the last but not the least is you're definitely interested in money. I would just say that with decent living, you can earn and save a lot of money by working, teaching in China. So go for it.